You're going to love this one. I've got 3 massive stories coming straight out of paradise. From a new boy making waves to Brendan Rodgers dropping a wee surprise about that last-minute penalty. And finally, the biggest update yet on one of our star men at Parkhead. Stick with me till the very end because the last one is absolutely crucial for the future of the Celtic. Massive. Thanks to you for helping us smash 500 subscribers, but that's just the start. With more than 2,000 views on every story, if you hit subscribe right now, we'll fly past 1,500 subscribers, all backing the Celtic. Let's prove once again that our support is miles beyond anything the Rangers could ever muster. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Let me tell you about this one because it actually put a smile back on my face after all the nonsense off the park lately. Sunday night at Rugby Park, young Sebastian Tounekti pulled on the hoops for the first time in a competitive match. And let me tell you, he didn't just show up, he showed off. Straight into the starting 11 from Brendan, no messing about. And he went at those killy defenders like a Glasgow wind, battering down Sucky Hole Street, pure direct pacey, brave on the ball, exactly the sort of spark we've been crying out for when our attack has looked slower than a Rangers excuse after another home defeat. Sky Sports gave him one of the top ratings on the pitch. Brendan himself came out after and called him brilliant and said he can do everything. That's big talk, but honestly, on that showing, you'd believe it. He wasn't perfect, but what mattered was the intent, the hunger, the fact he wasn't afraid to take risks. That's what you and I want to see in a Celtic winger. And after the match, the lad goes on Instagram, buzzing to play his first game and proud to bring the 3 points back home. That's how you win the heart of a Celtic supporter straight away. Not just the performance, but knowing what it means to wear that shirt, especially on a night when the support had staged a protest. He gave them a reason to actually enjoy themselves once inside. Of course, it was Iheanacho's last-second penalty that sealed the drama, but Tounekti's debut felt like the start of something. You could just sense the crowd warming to him already. Now, here's the question I need to throw your way, because it's the sort of thing that could spark a bit of debate. Do you think Tounekti has already shown enough to keep his place ahead of some of the more established names? Or should Brendan ease him in slowly instead of throwing him right into the fire? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Now, this one's a cracker because it just shows the mentality shift inside that Celtic dressing room after the pain of Europe. Sunday at Rugby Park, 96 minutes on the clock. The ref points to the spot and you could feel the nerves ripple through every supporter, same way you'd feel a storm rolling in over Glasgow Green. Deason had already got us going with that lovely wee glancing header, only for Killy to drag themselves level, and then boom, penalty time. Now, what's interesting is Brendan admitted after the game that he actually thought Benjamin Nygren was going to step up and take it. That was his surprise pick. But in reality, Kelechi Iheanacho walks over to Kilmarnock, asks for the ball and has the bottle to bury it. First competitive game for the lad in the hoops, and he smashes it home to send us back top of the league. Here's the thing that stood out most for me, though. Brendan said what was brilliant wasn't just Kelechi scoring, but the fact so many players were willing to take it. That tells you all you need to know about the mentality in this team now. No fear, no hiding, none of that shrinking violet stuff you see across the city when the pressure's on. Every boy wanted to put their name on it to make sure Celtic got the 3 points. And I'll say this, that's the difference between a side that wins titles and a side that crumbles like a Rangers backline in the last 10 minutes of a derby. So let me throw it to you. If you're standing there in the 96th minute with the game on the line, who's the one Celtic player you'd actually trust to take that penalty? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. So here's the latest twist in the Dyson saga, and it's a big one. After that shambles of a transfer window where the board couldn't even manage to get proper replacements in for Kyogo, Kuhn or Maeda, Brendan's now gone full focus on making sure Maeda stays put and settles back into life at Paradise. Now, let's be honest, the lad had every right to feel frustrated. He handed in the transfer request, had personal terms agreed, and yet because the board left Rodgers empty-handed in the striker department, Deason was basically told, "Sorry, son, you're going nowhere." Imagine that, wanting to test yourself elsewhere but being held back because those in charge can't get the deals done. Typical of our suits, isn't it? But here's the thing, even with all that noise, Deason goes out at Rugby Park at the weekend and buries the opener. First goal, pure commitment, and a reminder of why he's been such a machine for us. Whatever's going on off the pitch, the boy still grafts harder than anyone, and that's exactly what Calmac and Brendan need right now. His contract's running till 2027, so technically he's tied down. But we all know how football works. Contracts mean nothing if a player's heart is elsewhere. And Brendan's job now is not just tactics or team selection, it's keeping Dyson's head straight, making sure he feels valued and part of the rebuild after that mess of a summer. Here's the question for you though, if Dyson really pushes again for a move in January, would you cash in while his value's still strong, or would you keep him and risk an unhappy player dragging through the season? Hit that subscribe button, lads, let's guy it. Laldi till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.